So you want forearms that look impressive in a t-shirt, and not just when you're flexing with a pump under perfect lighting. But here's a problem. 90% of forearm advice online is either completely wrong or deliberately overcomplicated to sell you grip gadgets you don't need. Case in point, if one more person tells you to go high rep wrist curls with tiny dumbbells, walk away fast. That approach doesn't work. It's never worked, and I'm about to show you exactly why. In the next 5 minutes, you're getting the 5 exercises that actually build thick, veiny forearms, backed by research, not bro science. And I'm going to tell you which ones you're probably doing wrong right now. So let's just get straight into it. Here's what actually drives forearm growth: progressive mechanical tension. The same thing that builds every other muscle. Research shows mechanical tension is a primary stimulus for hypertrophy, and your forearms aren't special snowflakes that need different treatment. But here's where everyone screws up. They treat forearm training like cardio. Endless high-rep sets with weights so light they could do them in their sleep. Studies show that sets taken close to failure with sufficient load drive growth. Going to 30 reps with a 5-pound dumbbell doesn't cut it. And before someone comments, but what about genetics? Yes, genetics matter. Some people have better insertions, more prominent veins, thicker muscle bellies. But the difference between someone who trains forearms intelligently versus someone who doesn't is massive regardless of genetics. As for vascularity, that's body fat. Studies consistently show subcutaneous fat thickness determines vein visibility. Build a size, get lean enough, the veins show up. Now here's exercise number 1, and if you're not doing this, you're missing out on a single high-tension forearm exercise you can do. Dead hangs. Just hanging from a pull-up bar supporting your full body weight. And I already know what you're thinking. That's just for grip strength, not size. Wrong. Research on isometric training shows sustained contractions produce similar hypertrophy to dynamic movements when load and time under tension are adequate. Your forearms are under massive continuous tension with zero rest. That's the stimulus you need. But here's a critical part everyone misses. You need to actually challenge yourself. If you can hang for 2 minutes straight, you're not going heavy enough. Studies show proximity to failure matters for growth. Add weight with a dip belt and target 20 to 40 second hangs where you're genuinely struggling. 3 sets, 2 to 3 times per week. Standard overhand grip. Don't overcomplicate it with thick bars or tells yet. We're maximizing load first. Now, dead hangs will blow up your grip strength and hit the flexors hard. But if you want serious size and that thick, meaty look, you need high load carries. And most people are doing these completely wrong. Heavy farmer's carries. And when I say heavy, I mean actually heavy. Not walking around with 25-pound dumbbells like you're bringing in groceries. Here's why these work. They combine high load with extended time under tension. Research on loaded carries shows they produce significant grip strength improvements, and grip strength correlates directly with forearm cross-sectional area. Translation: stronger grip equals bigger forearms. Your forearms have to continuously contract to prevent the weights from slipping. Studies show that sets lasting 30 to 90 seconds with sufficient load drive hypertrophy. That's your target window. The bigger mistake: turning this into a cardio exercise. Your forearm should be the limiting factor, not your conditioning. If you can casually walk for 3 minutes, it's too light. You want that burning, cramping sensation where you literally cannot hold on anymore. 3 to 4 sets, once or twice per week. Use dumbbells, kettlebells, trap bar, whatever. Just go heavy. Alright, so far we've hit the flexors with 2 heavy loading exercises. But here's what nobody tells you. If you're only training the flexors, your forearms will look flat and underdeveloped from certain angles. You're missing half the picture. This next exercise fixes that. Reverse curls. This is where we hit the extensors on top of your forearm. EMG studies show reverse curls significantly activate the brachioradialis and wrist extensors, the muscles that give your forearms that full 3-dimensional look. Most people completely ignore these, then wonder why their forearms look small from the side. Execution is simple: standard barbell curl, but with an underhand grip. This shifts emphasis away from the biceps onto the forearm extensors. Use a weight for 6 to 10 controlled reps. Research indicates this rep range, taken close to failure, is highly effective for hypertrophy. No swinging when your forearms fatigue. Control the weight up. Squeeze hard at the top. Lower with control. 2 to 3 sets, once or twice per week is enough. Your extensors already get work during back training, so we're just ensuring they're not lagging. Now, if you stopped here, you'd have solid forearms, but you'd be missing one isolation movement that actually matters for building that thickness through the meat of the forearm. And no, it's not what most people are doing. Wrist curls, the only traditional isolation on this list. But we're doing them correctly, which is not how you see 99% of people doing them. Sit on a bench, forearms on your thighs, wrists hanging on your knees, palms up. Here's a critical part everyone misses. Let the weight roll all the way down into your fingers to get a full stretch. Then curl your wrists up. Contract hard at the top. Why does this matter? Research shows training muscles at longer lengths produces greater hypertrophy than training at shorter lengths. If you're doing tiny partial reps at the top without that stretch, you're literally leaving gains on the table. Moderate weight for up to 10 to 15 reps with strict form, 2 to 3 sets, full range, controlled tempo. Most people rush these, use too much weight, and end up doing quarter reps. Don't be that person. Alright, 4 exercises down. You've got heavy loading for the flexors, direct work for the extensors, and proper isolation. But there's one more technique that takes everything to the next level. And the best part, you can add it to exercises you're already doing for back. Fat grip pulling movements, pull-ups, rows, whatever pulling exercise you're doing. Just do one variation with a thick grip. Studies comparing standard versus thick bar grips show up to 20% greater forearm muscle activation with thicker implements. That's significant. By increasing the diameter of what you're gripping, your fingers can't fully close around the bar, forcing your forearms to work considerably harder. No fat grips. Wrap a towel around the bar. Use a thicker pull-up bar if your gym has one. The principle is the same. Now here's a catch, and this is important. Using a fat grip will reduce the weight you can handle or reps you can perform. That's fine. We're prioritizing forearms. But don't do this on every pulling movement, or you'll compromise your back training. Research on training specificity shows you need sufficient volume for target muscles. Pick one pulling variation per session for fat grip. I recommend fat grip pull-ups at your first pulling movement when your forearms are fresh. 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 10 reps. Your grip will fall before your back does. That's exactly what we want. Now here's a mistake that ruins everything. Not progressively overloading. Doing the same weight for the same reps month after month and expecting different results. These 5 exercises only work if you're consistently adding weight, adding reps, or reducing rest periods. Progressive overload isn't optional. It's not a bonus technique. It's a fundamental requirement for muscle growth. Track your lifts. Add a rep here, add 5 pounds there. Make incremental progress over time. That's what separates people who get results from people who spin their wheels. So there it is. 5 exercises backed by actual research. Dead hangs, heavy farmer's carries, reverse curls, wrist curls done properly, and fat grip pulling. Progressive overload on these with adequate recovery. Get lean enough for vascularity, and you'll have forearms that actually look like you train. If you're wondering how to program these without screwing up your back training or how often you hit forearms per week, I covered that in detail here. Subscribe for more evidence-based training advice without the BS. See you in the next one.